Hi, I'm Alex Pault, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Talking Timepieces, where we talk about watch collecting and horology. Today, we've got another one of my friend Rob's watches. He's been nice enough to let me borrow both his nice pieces and his cheap pieces. Today, we're going to look at one of his nicer pieces, his other Breitling. He has two of these, not two of the same model Breitling, but he has two Breitlings with the Greenwich Mean Time or Universal Time, the UTC module on it. So yeah, let's turn the camera around and take a close-up look at this sharp-looking tool watch. Here's the Breitling B2. It's really a nice-looking watch. A little on the busy side, but some people like that. Now, well, and frankly, it's no busier than the Navitimer, the regular Navitimer, when you think about how much stuff is on the dial. The B2 was made from 2000 to 2006, so it does not have an in-house Breitling movement, but it does have a reworked ETA movement they call the Breitling 42, which has the base is an ETA 2892. So at least it's got a good movement in it. Now, let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at the B2 and see what we've got here. Now, in an interesting comparison, in this, instead of having a mathematically oriented bezel like in the Navitimer, this has more of a navigation bezel with a 360-degree bezel, which can be used for navigation, right? The simplest thing is the Boy Scout thing where you point the hour hand at the sun and you split the difference between the hour hand and noon, and that's south. The ability to use a watch for navigation, not just for timing, or for timing within navigation, is always a useful function and harkens back to the real functionalities of the watch. Why do we have them? They mimic the sun and the moon and the stars and all of that other. I'm just want to move it to the edge here so I can pop out the crown. And let's get the hand out of the way so you can see the Breitling logo on this piece. The B2 is a very techy tool watch, and if anyone sees you wearing it, they know that you're not wearing it because you're looking for a generic blue steel sports watch. Now, another aspect of this one that is very interesting, that makes this model very interesting, I shouldn't say this model, that makes Breitlings as a family, is Breitling offers these UTC, Universal Time modules. You can also call them a GMT module, and but essentially Greenwich Mean Time, second time zone. Now, some of these are standard 12-hour handsets. The one on this one, in this case, is a 24-hour handset, which also lends itself well to the aviator slash tool aesthetic of the watch. And as you see, this is a finished link from Breitling. They make it so that it fits right into the bracelet and lug of the watch. You could have these mounted on pretty much any Breitling. Well, frankly, you could have them mounted on any watch with the right lug width, depending on what you are looking for. Now, speaking of the devil, what is the lug width of this specific model? The lug width on this specific model is, let's see, 22, right? So you could throw that on to pretty much any 22 millimeter watch. The only issue would be making sure that you had the right matchup on your bracelet. So you could theoretically use this Breitling bracelet on any 22 millimeter watch and give it second time zone capability, which is nice that Breitling can offer you multiple ways for that, because, I mean, obviously you could just get a Breitling GMT with an internal 24-hour dial, but modules like that came out in a time when watches with GMT hands weren't all that prevalent, number one, for the technical complications, and number two, for a lot of people, it was just easier to throw a second watch onto the bracelet and then save yourself the hassle of getting a more expensive or more complicated movement. So let's take a look at some of the other measurements on it since we've got the calipers out. The watch itself is about 43.5 millimeters, which is on spec. It's thick at 15. I mean, 15 and change is about as thick as you want to go. You wouldn't want to go thicker than 15 without really feeling clunky on a piece. But because it's so wide and because it's it wears so large, you don't really notice the thickness. The UTC module thickness is 7.1, so the module is a very svelte watch. But then again, this is a quartz movement, and this, of course, is the mechanical movement. So they didn't put a mechanical movement in the UTC module, but then again, it is there for utility. However, it is a quality watch attachment in the best sense, because it is a sapphire crystal watch, right? I'm waiting for the tester to warm up. I accidentally turned it off, and but while we're waiting for that, let's look at the bracelet itself. And as you see, it is a machined folding bracelet clasp with a locking tab like all the other Breitlings. This is a 3-link bracelet. You can get this type of bracelet with Breitling with up to 5 links across. They offer a nice variety in bracelets and colors and crystals. You know, Breitling's one of those companies that actually lets you have a choice among the watches they offer you. So we've got a sapphire crystal on the watch itself, and we've got a sapphire crystal on the UTC module. Very nice. So all in all, it really is an excellent tool watch, a tool watch that screams, I am a tool watch. The kind of watch that you can wear to a party with a bunch of snobby watch people and they wouldn't be able to say anything negative about this piece. Even the snottiest people would look at that and go, cool tool watch. But then again, the snobby watch people know that you're not competing in their space. You are Mr. Tool Watch or Ms. Tool Watch person with a watch like this. Like I said, this watch just screams competence. The person wearing this watch, you would expect to know how to change a tire, for example. Let's throw it on the wrist and take a look. Wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Omega Speedmaster Rattrapante on the Omega factory alligator strap. I like the black on the black, the way it sets up. So let's toss it on the wrist and see what it looks like. I'm hoping that I don't have to look too bad, so it feels a little tight. I didn't resize it for me, but then again, I didn't feel like going through the hassle. No, it just fits. It just fits. So there we go. Now, as you see, the UTC module rolls along with the bracelet, so it doesn't add anything to the bulk of the watch. The watch still sits the way it would normally sit. So, yeah, it gives you a really good presentation, very, very sharp look. It fits well. I have an 18 and change, about 18.5 centimeter wrist, so this sits very well on my wrist, and it presents itself nicely. So, let's turn the camera around and close out the episode. So that was the Breitling B2 Really nice, sharp tool watch. UTC module just makes it look sharper and toolier. Thanks for watching, and if you liked the episode, please subscribe. It really helps. Thanks.